8 p.m. news on STV. Coming up, Siseko Ayuk-Tabe and co. are yet to breathe the air of freedom. The presiding judge at Mfundi Court of First Instance in Yaoundé has today rejected an application for their release. The defense team, however, intends taking the case to another level. 2018-2019 school year, parents continue visiting schools to register their children and make the new academic year fruitful as school officials make sure their institutions are ready and safe for all. Now the news in full. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. As earlier mentioned, Siseko Ayuk-Tabe and 9 of his comrades accused by the Cameroon government of terrorism and other offenses against the state will remain in prison till the end of their trial. The presiding judge at the Mfundi Court of First Instance in Yaoundé has today rejected an application for their release, leaving the defense team disappointed but determined to continue the case. Details with Peter Sosi.
A habeas corpus application filed for the release of Ambazonian leader Siseko Julius Ayuk-Tabe and his comrades is thrown out by the Mfundi High Court Thursday as the highly anticipated legal battle kicks off. Their lawyers are disappointed, but the outcome is not a surprise.
So for the judge to have taken a decision to throw out the file, it's shocking, but I'm not surprised because politics has entered in the judicial system in Cameroon.
The pro-independence leaders were not present in court, though they were expected since 10 a.m. Their absence to their lawyers is casting dark shadows over the transparency of the case.
So that is a fatal error, which they were not even supposed to open the file. They were supposed to just adjourn the file so that we can have the opportunity to bring them. They can have the opportunity to bring them.
Besides the disappointing outcome, the composition of the defense team is working against the interests of the entire council. Accusing fingers are pointing at some lawyers chosen by the government to defend the accused.
Lawyers who were chosen by government and imposed on the accused persons instead have filed a discontinuance in this matter when they were not supposed. I'm the senior counsel here. I was supposed to be the one to file if there's anything to file. They went ahead and filed. And secondly, they claim that there's a document which they call Déclaration sur serment. When they say Déclaration sur serment, you don't take it in the quartier. You don't take it anywhere. You take it before the judge. So if they were here, we would have had them to sign that Déclaration sur serment before the judge.
The defense counsel insists that the arrest and incommunicado detention of their clients since January this year remains unlawful. As stated in the Criminal Procedure Code, they will enjoin the judge to order government to produce the detainees, a clear indication that the rejected habeas corpus application will be appealed.
On appeal. We'll go on appeal until we get to the bottom of it.
As the October 7 presidential elections draw closer, Elecam has been making concrete moves to ensure hitch-free votes. Top on the agenda is the composition of the Vote Counting Commission and the printing of election materials. Peter Sosi.
After laying to rest the contentious plan to position polling stations in military barracks, Cameroon's election management body Elecam has called on political parties and candidates retained for the October 7 presidential elections to appoint their representatives within the National Vote Counting Commission in line with Section 68 of the Electoral Code. The names are expected to reach the Electoral Council, who in turn will validate and compose a final team for the vote counting exercise. The printing of election materials is well on course with over 6 million campaign papers already printed by the National Printing Press Supecam. The rest of the 2 million is expected early next month. Over 81 million ballot papers will be produced by Supecam, whose authorities have assured Elecam that every detail will be completed in due time. 25,000 polling stations have been earmarked for over 6.5 million voters nationwide, while 18,000 Cameroonians abroad will cast their votes in 63 polling stations on Sunday, October 7, 2018.
On to other news, business has fully resumed at the Bamenda main market after being paralyzed for days. That is, of course, in the northwest region of Cameroon. Wednesday, representatives of traders gave reasons why they, however, respect the Monday ghost town. Lovette Bear tells us more.
The representatives of traders of the Bamenda main markets have met with the traders as instructed by the governor to find out their reasons for locking up their shops every Mondays.
When told that as a fighting in that soccer, you mentioned about the lawyers, you mentioned about the teachers, that they started this problem, now they have gone back to their jobs. There are people, our brothers, who are in the bushes, they are shooting. They are making the business environment not conducive. That, in a nutshell, that is the problem that is raised here. Even our traders or our customers who comes from the periphery, they are not coming. We have trades here and there. We thank God that we even respect that Monday that was declared like a ghost town day just to safeguard what we have in the market there. But if you take cognizance to other markets that were disobeying that Monday, we don't know whether the ghost town was declared by the government or by the separatists as they call it, or terrorists, or whatsoever, want to blame the administration. Please let the administration and those concerned, the separatists whatsoever, let us sit down, declare a ceasefire, so that we have a conducive atmosphere to make business.
After listening carefully to the troubled traders, the representative of the DO for Bamenda 2 has assured them that their worries shall definitely get to hierarchy.
So that is why I'm here in your meeting to take note of what you have said, taken note earnestly, objectively, without any bias, and I shall equally transmit to my hierarchy what you have said here, so that you hear that these are the reasons why they are not opening on the market on Mondays. Open the doors on Monday. That's my own mission here.
Business activities have been paralyzed in Bamenda for close to 3 days after the authorities instructed that the market be locked up on grounds that these traders have been respecting ghost towns.
In education, stakeholders in the professional sector here in Douala have carried on a one-day sectoral professional training which saw them taking a retrospective look at the just ended 2017-2018 academic year, as well as put forth strategies for a successful 2018-2019 academic year. John Paul Sama.
In a bid to ensure that the quality of professional training in the country improves, the Minister of Vocational Training has signed a decree governing the sector in Cameroon ahead of the new academic year. A change which was on the agenda at the professional training sectoral meeting held in Douala this Thursday. During this upcoming academic year, we are putting particular focus on the quality of training given by professional schools, so the products which come out of there might meet the expectations of enterprises. Even at that, the technical means have to be stepped up for the expected results to be feasible.
Schools have difficulties in actually having the real technical platform that is needed in training the students.
This sectoral meeting, which held under the theme Quality Professional Training Everywhere for All Throughout Their Lives at the Service of Development, the Valorization of Human Capital, and for a better business competitivity, is aimed at adapting their training to the recent global trends around the world.
More days for the 2018-2019 academic year to officially begin, some parents have no idea on how to pay their children's school fees in secondary schools here in Douala. This comes following a recent decision by the Minister of Secondary Education for fees to be paid through an electronic method around the national territory. John Paul Sama has the details.
Just like this lady, most parents are clueless about the digital payment of fees introduced in the secondary education sector. I'm not aware of the new innovation, and going by what I'm seeing, it's only on Tuesday that we will start the registration. This measure was announced by the Minister of Secondary Education, but unfortunately no notice to this effect has been put up in some schools.
Je suis sur le site où mes enfants étudient.
I came here to register my children, and I've seen no notice here, and I'm looking forward to getting answers from the school authorities.
Afin de recueillir plus d'ample information à ce sujet.
To others, it is very easy and efficient, as well as it reduces the stress most parents go through.
Pre-inscription online, pre-inscription. But I think that is really easier because it's not cumbersome. You can do it separately, that is in a cyber cafe or even through your phone if you have all the options, and it's very easy. Old system, at least I think that it is really cumbersome because there's always congestion where they are doing it. There's always congestion, and because of that, people come and form long lines and stand before they finish. But with the online inscription, you can do it simply without any problem. You can do it even in your house. You can, if you have the site, that is the website of the school, you can do it without any problem.
With this new system, school fees are to be paid through mobile money or postal offices, and students are expected to collect the registration forms at their respective schools for the completion of the process.
Nonetheless, parents in Bamenda in the northwest region of the country have applauded the new registration mode instituted by the secondary education bus. They spoke to Ga Joy Defi.
With exactly 3 days left to the start of the 2018-2019 academic year, and following the decision of the Minister of Secondary Education that students will henceforth utilize the services of mobile money in the payment of school fees, parents in Bamenda expressed their views.
It will permit us to reduce certain stress among parents, as we parents. It will reduce us certain fraud that we used to have in the past. Those principal and economists, they will be accountable at the end of the year to tell us what they have, how much have been as the income of the year for the school year, and how much they have used for the school year, and how much is left.
There are a lot of advantages in the decision. For example, you can sit in your house and pay from your phone without standing on the line or without any crowd or without any trace in short. And secondly, it will reduce fraud and embezzlement, because we also noticed in the past cases where you go and pay and receipts are not given, or they may ask you to come and take later, and later on they will tell you that they never came for anything. So there was a lot of confusion. And sometimes you send children, they will stand on the line and scammers will come and say, can I help you go and pay? And they will disappear with the money.
It will help students to no stress themselves in front of the bank or in front of the office at the different schools.
Some wonder the outcome of this decision on some school administrators in charge of finances.
The ministry has its own organigram. So as of schools, they have the principal, the bursar, and all the like. So when the minister passed this decision, so we don't know the function of a bursar. Is she eliminating the post of a bursar or changing the program of the school?
From the reactions, this initiative by the Ministry of Secondary Education acts as a booster to parents as they prepare for back to school, knowing that one major difficulty they usually face during this period has been handled.
Members of the Cameroon National Booksellers Association have met today in Douala to talk about the present challenge, that of unavailability of some textbooks in libraries. They advanced that publishers have increased the existing 10% discount to 15% and 20%, reason why most of them are unable to acquire the few books available. Darling Ferju.
Booksellers continue to decry the unavailability of some prescribed textbooks. 3 days to the start of the 2018-2019 school year, most students are yet to get possession of their books.
Book problems, scarcity of books. Right now, the publishers that were being accorded the contract to publish books in all the schools in Cameroon, most of them are incapable of facing now. As you can see, if you go through bookshops here, you realize that booksellers are already having the money to buy, but books are not there.
Though some books are available, booksellers say they are unable to acquire their stock for reasons Bex explained.
The publishers have changed the normal percentage they used to give us books, which was normally 20%. Now they are talking of 10% or 15%.
The few ones that are coming, they have to make like what they call in French chantage. They condition people, if you don't buy 100 copies, they will not give you for 15%. If you buy from 5-10 million, they can give you for 15%.
With the increase, booksellers continue to decry the unavailability of some prescribed textbooks. 3 days to the start of the 2018-2019 school year, most students are yet to get possession of their books.
Book problems, scarcity of books. Right now, the publishers that were being accorded the contract to publish books in all the schools in Cameroon, most of them are incapable of facing now. As you can see, if you go through bookshops here, you realize that booksellers are already having the money to buy, but books are not there.
Though some books are available, booksellers say they are unable to acquire their stock for reasons Bex explained.
The publishers have changed the normal percentage they used to give us books, which was normally 20%. Now they are talking of 10% or...
To September 3rd, schools in Douala are cutting their teeth and dotting their I's. All is set to receive students come Monday, and registrations are impressive. Darling Fujo reports.
Last-minute preparations to welcome students and pupils on Monday, September 3rd, have gained steam in most schools in the economic capital Douala. Focus in this bilingual school in Bonaberry this Thursday is on the physical preparations of the school.
As you see, that lady there is trying to clean the windows. Other ladies are cleaning the classrooms. Others are trying to do decoration in the various classrooms, especially in the nursery. As we went there, we saw the teachers decorating their classrooms. They are ready to receive the pupils on Monday, the 3rd of September 2018. There are some people who are in charge to paint the chalkboards. They have painted them black, as you see.
At the sick bay, all is set in case of any eventuality as for Monday. The teachers, especially nursery school teachers, have already devised strategies to receive the newcomers.
Actually, many of them, they do cry. Then you have some that are already stronger or older than others. So those tender ones that seems to see as if it's impossible staying with us without their parents, we'll have some like loins, we'll carry some on the back, we'll hold some in our hands, singing lullabies and then songs for them.
The new syllabus have also been assimilated for an effective and successful school year.
Last week we attended a seminar because there are new curricula that are out, one for the nursery and one for the primary. Day before yesterday and even yesterday, we met at the inspectors came and they probably gave us a briefing on the new curriculum.
Registrations in some private and government schools visited this 30th of August have also reached fever peak as parents report daily to register their children.
Let's get news out of Cameroon with VOA.
Being a journalist in a conflict zone is not an easy job. It's even more difficult if you happen to be a woman. The news media in South Asia, and especially in Indian-administered Kashmir, has traditionally been staffed by men. But a few brave women, including Sana Irshad, are changing the game.
So many things happen in Kashmir. It has a history of violence, and when you think of it, we're living it every day. So nothing is left untouched when it comes to suffering. Kashmir itself is an inspiration to me, that I can do something for myself and the people here. And the best medium that I found to achieve this is photography.
But the job comes with significant risks. 18 journalists have been killed in the region since 1989 while covering different events. But Irshad believes that despite the dangers, women can do the work as well as their male colleagues.
When I go out on a shoot, I never think that I'm a girl. When I go out, I'm a professional. I go with the mindset that gender doesn't matter. The only thing that matters is my profession. I've never prioritized my gender over my profession.
I have never prioritized it over my profession.
Photojournalist Masrat Zahra agrees. She says with the right support, no amount of societal pressure can hold women back from pursuing their passion.
Girls can make progress in any field but need their parents' support for it. As long as your parents are supporting you, the society will never be able to stop you. Nothing can instill fear in you.
Zahra and Irshad are graduates of Kashmir University's journalism program. Both believe that despite the obstacles they face, women around the world are working hard to collectively break the social boundaries created by a male-dominated society.
It's a message that a woman can do wonders.
For Yusuf Jamil in Srinagar, this is Bejan Hamdard, VOA News.
That does it for today's 8 p.m. English newscast on STV. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow is definitely another day.